Hello friends and welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today we're going to learn about simple and complex machines. But first of all, do you know what a machine is? Machines are instruments which help us perform a job whilst using less effort and doing it a lot faster. The earliest machines were very simple and were invented to help men and women a long time ago. The wheel, the lever, a simple pulley, and the inclined plane are all examples of simple machines. Let's see how they work. The lever helps move heavy objects. It consists of a beam, pivoted on a point on itself, just like a seesaw. When we are on one end of the beam, it is not as difficult to lift up the person on the other side, is it? Well, it's definitely a lot easier than having to carry the person in our arms, don't you think? The pulley helps us lift heavy objects. It's a wheel with a rope over it, and while it turns around on its axle, it helps us lift objects which are tied on one end of the rope by pulling downwards from the other end. The inclined plane is a ramp which joins two surfaces, each at different heights. The inclined plane makes it easier for people, animals, and many other things to go up and down. It's almost like a slide. As you can now appreciate, simple machines can be used to multiply strength or even change its direction. And because of that, our work can be so much easier and safer. Complex machines consist of many pieces, some of which are even simple machines. All these elements, which make up a complex machine, work in a coordinated way. Let's see a couple of examples. These bicycles are complex machines, which make the most of the strength in our legs to transport us. I love riding a bike, and it is also a very healthy sport. This washing machine is also a complex machine, as well as an electrical gadget, which helps us wash our clothes thanks to electricity. If it didn't exist, we would have to wash our clothes by hand. This tractor is another complex machine and moves due to petrol. It helps transport heavy loads as well as performing many other agricultural jobs. The truth is, both simple and complex machines are great inventions, aren't they? Goodbye, friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning TV.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello friends and welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Check out how strong this guy is. And look at how hard the wind is blowing. And the surfer is riding waves created by the force of the wind. Today, we're going to talk all about something that we can't see, but that we all notice exists when something starts moving, or stops, or changes shape, for example. Today, we're going to talk about force. If force didn't exist, this world would be very, very boring. Everything would be still, always the same. Can you imagine that? What a drag! There are two types of forces, contact force and non-contact force. Let's think. Contact force is produced when we touch objects to move them or stop them. Like when we kick a ball that is still and wham! It flies away. Or when the goalkeeper stops it before it reaches the goal. We also use contact force when we push the shopping cart. or when we play tug of war to see who is the strongest, like these children. All these forces are contact forces because they are applied only when they are in contact with an object. Contact force can also change the shape of things, like when we stretch a rubber band and it becomes longer, or when we mold plasticine using the force of our fingers to give its shape, or even when we make a snowman. I love playing with snow. So basically, force by contact is what moves, stops, or changes the shape of things. The non-contact force is more magical because it is visible. It happens without touching the objects. There are two types of non-contact forces: the force of gravity and the magnetic force. Magnetism. The force of gravity is a force that makes all objects fall to the ground. Leaves fall from trees, water falls from clouds, and even people can end up on the ground. Oopsie daisy! The other non-contact force is called magnetism, and it is a force that magnets have to attract metal objects. Have you ever tried it? It's a very fun force. Magnets attract nails, screws, and we use them to stick notes, pictures, or drawings on the fridge. Now, let's review. Force is used to set in motion, stop, or change the shape of anything. There are two types of forces: contact force, which is the force produced when we touch objects, and non-contact force, which is produced without touching objects. Within the non-contact forces, remember there are two other types: the force of gravity, which is the force that makes all objects fall to the ground, and the magnetic force, which is the force that magnets have. Have you seen how interesting contact and non-contact forces are? Now, I'm going to put my feet on the pedals to force my bicycle to move. Goodbye, friends, until the next video, and may the force be with you.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello, friends. Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today we're going to learn about an invisible force of nature, a force capable of attracting and repelling things without touching them. Today we're going to learn all about magnetism and its secrets. Magnetism is the property that some materials have of attracting metals such as iron. These materials are known as magnets. Now it's starting to ring a bell. Yes, I'm sure you've seen magnets many times on the fridge, in some toys. And did you know that they are super magnets? Capable of lifting cars? How cool! The first magnets were known about 3,000 years ago in Greece, in a place called Magnesia. It was a mineral, a stone called magnetite. Imagine the look on the faces of the Greeks when they saw that a stone could attract iron things. Naturally, they thought it was magic. But thanks to science, we know that it is a physical phenomenon. Do you know how magnets work? All magnets have two poles at their ends, the North Pole and the South Pole. And it is there that the magnetic force is concentrated.
Yeah.
The poles generate a magnetic field. If we place an iron object inside this magnetic field, it will be attracted by the magnet. If we take two magnets and we join their opposite poles, that is, the North Pole of one and the South Pole of the other, they attract each other. But if we turn them around and try to join two magnets with the same pole, they repel each other. It is impossible to join them. But this is not the end of the amazing things about magnets. If we break a magnet in half, we do not separate the poles, but we will have two smaller magnets, each with their own North Pole and South Poles. If we break it again, the same thing will happen, and so on into infinity and beyond. Did you know that the Earth is a kind of magnet? Yes, the Earth has magnetic properties. This happens because its core is made up of a mixture of iron and nickel. As the Earth rotates, the core turns our planet into a gigantic magnet because it creates a magnetic field around it with two poles, the North and the South. Yes, just like magnets. These magnetic poles are more or less close to the geographic North Pole and South Pole. The compass needle is magnetized and therefore always points north. Interesting, isn't it? From the time the Greeks discovered magnetite up until today, many things have been discovered about magnetism. The Greeks thought it was magic. We now know it is science. But we also know that magic and science can be a lot of fun. Goodbye, friends, until the next video.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello, friends. Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Have you ever wondered why the television in your house works, the streetlights light up, or a sailboat moves? The answer is very easy, because everything works thanks to something wonderful called energy. Let's get to know it. The first thing we need to know is, what is energy? Well, energy is like a magical force that makes everything work. It gives us light, heat, and the ability to move. And move things. Without energy, everything would be still, silent, and dark. How boring! But how do you get energy? Energy is obtained thanks to renewable energy sources and non-renewable energy sources. Renewable energy sources are like inexhaustible treasures. They never run out. The sun, for example, is an incredible source of energy. It gives us light, heat, and its rays can be converted into electricity, which we can use in our homes. It also makes fruit grow so that we can eat them and produce our own energy. The energy in the sun gives us something called solar energy. Wind is also a renewable source of energy because it never is used up. Thanks to the wind surface can sail this fast. or these big windmills can generate a lot of electricity. This energy is called aeolic energy. Because Aeolus was the Greek god of the winds. Water also gives us a lot of energy thanks to its movement. The currents of rivers and the force of waterfalls are converted into electrical energy in hydroelectric power plants. This type of energy is called, logically, hydroelectric energy. Non-renewable energy sources are those that are used up. They are exhausted. They are not renewed. Oil, for example, is found underground and is used to make fuels such as gasoline. We use so much oil that there is less and less of it. The same goes for coal or gas, which we use to heat our homes. Although these sources give us a lot of energy, it is important to know that they are running out and that they are really polluting our planet. The truth is that they are not very good. Well, now we know what energy and renewable energy sources are, as well as non-renewable one. But before we say goodbye, we want to tell you that you have to take care of our planet. That renewable energies are the environment's best friend, and we have to save electricity and water to pollute less. If each one of us respects and takes care of everything that surrounds us, we will live in a healthier and happier world. Goodbye, friends. Until the next video.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello, friends. Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that will make your hair stand on end. Today, we're going to know all about the secrets of electricity. Wow. What comes to your mind when we talk about electricity? A lamp? A computer? A blender? A huge lightning bolt in the sky? Of course, because electricity is the most popular form of energy. Electricity is a type of energy that can be contained in one place or that can move from one place to another. When it is in one place, it is called static electricity. When it moves from one place to another, it is called current electricity or electric current. Simple, right? Let's start with static electricity. All objects are made up of atoms. And atoms have positive and negative electrical charges. Usually these charges are balanced. This means that the negative and the positive charges are equal. Well, when two objects rub together, the electrical charges of their atoms become unbalanced and pass from one object to the other, generating electricity. For example, if we rub our hair with a plastic comb, the negative charges of the hair pass to the comb. Comb becomes negatively charged, while the hair, by losing negative charge, remains positively charged. The opposite charges attract each other, and that's why when we bring the comb close to our hair, wow, we get a troll hairdo! And the same happens when we rub a pen with a wool cloth. It changes the charge and is able to attract small pieces of paper. It looks like magic! Static electricity works just like a magnet. Objects charged with different electric charges attract each other. And on the other hand, objects charged with the same electric charge repel each other. Remember that static electricity is the accumulation of electric charge, positive or negative, on an object. However, electric charge can also move from one object to another when there is something between them that acts as a conductor. For example, between the clouds of a storm and the Earth's surface, there is a large difference in electrical charge. The charge of the cloud is negative, and the charge of the Earth is positive. When the electric charge passes from the cloud to the ground through the air is a conductor. Lightning is produced. Lightning is electric current. We call electric current the movement of electric charge through objects or media capable of conducting it. For example, the wires that bring electricity into our homes are capable of carrying large amounts of electric current. The energy from this electric current can be transformed into light, and it runs computers and mixers. And we're right back to where we started the video. Electricity doesn't have so many secrets now, does it? Just remember that electric wires must be handled with care. If the electric current goes through our body, it can give us a shock. Ow! And it hurts us very badly. Goodbye, friends. Until the next video.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.